The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
There's a girl, she's a star, she's got style, Steffi Star. You see her face around the town, she's popular, Steffi Star.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Weinstein.
And I'm Meredith Keach.
And we are top agents, and we have a top team in Coldwell Banker in the Easton office. Is that correct, Meredith?
Yes.
I believe we're top 10% of agents worldwide.
Actually 5.
Oh my God, that's right. We're top 5% of Coldwell Banker agents worldwide. And my God, are we excited today?
I
am giddy. We have
the man we owe our success to.
Yes.
Roy would be really mad if I said that, but it is true.
Sorry, Roy.
I'm so glad he isn't here now.
Same.
Me too. I'm thrilled. You know what? We have room to spread out. We can talk about him. This is so fantastic. Shall we introduce our special guest?
Dum-da-na-na. Joe Papagno. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So exciting.
We don't even know what to say. We don't even know what to talk about. We're so excited.
I'm excited. Like I said, I'm here just wide open. What do you guys want to talk about?
Well, who's your favorite podcaster besides Meredith and I?
Well, let's see. I mean, obviously, Joe Rogan, someone a lot of people like. I follow a bunch of people. I kind of slant on the conservative side a little bit. You know, Andy Stumpf, Clear Hot Podcast. You watch that?
I don't. I only listen to Joe Rogan.
I mean, Meredith, you have to listen to more than one person.
Maybe I try once in a while a Bill Burr.
Okay.
But his cadence works for me.
What about
his guests work for me?
What about what's his name with the curly hair?
Who's that?
The one that's been doing it forever, from the radio. Oh my God, Adam. What's his name? The big curly hair, and he's the one that started this whole thing.
Are you talking about Howard
Thank
Stern?
you.
He has curly hair.
Well, that's what I was. He does.
That's my doctor.
Meredith,
Dr. Klein
he
has curly hair.
Giant curly hair. Can you believe, and I do have to apologize, the menopause, I can't remember anything. Howard Stern. Do either one of you listen to Howard Stern?
No.
I used to listen to him all the time on the radio.
Yeah, the radio.
Well, he's a little cuckoo now. Like, he still won't leave his house because of COVID.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
So,
you know who I haven't tried yet is the woman who was just picked up by Spotify.
Who?
What's her podcast? Adam, you know what it is. It's called like One Something. And she was just picked up. It was like the biggest thing because she's out of Boston.
Well, can we get picked up?
No, it's not Call Her Daddy, is it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yep. And I haven't listened to that.
I didn't know she was out of Boston.
Yeah.
She came from Barstool.
Oh, she did. Okay.
That's very interesting, the whole Barstool thing, because that was a
Right.
big thing, you know.
Yeah.
And he let them go.
Yeah. I listened to him.
Mm-hmm. They just sold Barstool. You know that, right?
No.
Yeah.
To
How
whom?
much?
So Penn Gaming bought 36% of it about a couple of years ago for $137,000, and they just completed the sales like 300 and something million for the rest of it. Yeah.
Wow.
And Dave Portnoy's staying on, sort of like the deal with the UFC and Dana White when they sold out, but he's staying on. Yeah.
Right.
So
I wonder if somebody will buy our podcast and we'll stay on.
I think Spotify will pick it up.
I hope so.
I think so too.
I'm visualizing.
That's right. Visualize.
I feel like you're making a big leap forward today.
Honestly. I think it might be true. Well, we'll see what happens, but I think it's...
I think if you keep wearing those glasses too. Oh, wait a minute. It's your birthday.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when we come in and we chat, then I forget. But happy birthday.
Thanks. Thanks. I was telling everybody for days that I was going to be 53.
Yeah.
Until I realized I'm 56. So imagine how I felt when I realized and took out my calculator. 2023 minus 1967 equals 56.
I had no idea you were so much older than me.
I'm a lot older than you.
How old are you?
And a lot older than
54.
Meredith.
I am the youngin' in this room.
You are.
I am 49.
Wow.
That is like, oh my God.
I'm like in my 20s,
I
basically.
love, my 40s were the best. I loved them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 40s were good.
49?
49.
She's so young.
Oh my God.
I got a couple months left. That's about it.
What are you going to do for your 50th?
I don't have
You-
anything. I thought of that the other day. I was like, I don't. Like it's,
I don't know. You can't not do something though. Like you can't not do anything. You have to do something. Like I'm devastated because half my family is in Florida right now, having the best time. Staying at Uncle Leon's house, which is on the Intercoastal in Hollywood, Florida.
Very nice.
And he just redid his deck. So you come out and you jump in the pool, and overlooking is the Intercoastal with his giant, beautiful boat.
Poor Alexa.
And that's where Alexa goes, Mom, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to be in Florida for your birthday. I'm like, okay.
yeah, but not for nothing. Your birthday, you have like 25 celebrations.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
not really and Jennifer and Cliggy are in Florida. Like, so there's been nothing.
Just do what Hannah does.
Why
Hannah
don't you-
sends me a
And then-
picture
Yeah.
and says, I was in Spain during my birthday. You missed it. This is what you can buy me. And she sends me a picture.
Brilliant.
Joe's daughter, Hannah, is traveling the world.
I know.
And
That's
the
on my list I wanted
pictures-
to hear about.
Yeah, we were just chatting today, and I am just such a fan. I can't get enough of
Right.
Hannah's travels.
Me either. So I thought she was Italy.
No, she went to Barcelona. It's her base of operations.
Okay.
But like every weekend, she doesn't have school on Thursdays and Fridays. So every Thursday, she gets on a
takes off.
plane.
Oh, it's amazing. What are the plane tickets? What's the cost?
They're pretty cheap. I mean, I don't know. I
That's
haven't
what
seen the
everyone
credit
says.
card bill because Denise won't show it to me. But
Smart move, Denise.
Yeah.
she just said she's having a good time.
And so she flies out of Barcelona
Yeah, a couple.
and goes
yeah.
where?
Let's see. So she went to Paris.
Oh,
Oh,
So she had a great time there. That's
for the
when
weekend.
That's when she had the gift ideas
Right.
from Christian Dior, and you should see the Louis Vuitton store there. She sent me pictures. It's
oh
unbelievable. So
my God.
Yeah.
That's
And-
it. We need to go to Paris.
you should. And Chanel, she sent me a picture. They have all these dresses hanging on the walls. It's pretty nice.
Love that.
So I haven't been there in a very long time, and I certainly didn't go there when I went. But so then she went to Lisbon.
Wow. Portugal.
Yeah, and then she just got back from Switzerland.
Oh.
She's taking this weekend off, I think, because she has people coming in. And then she's going to Mykonos. She's got a
Greece.
Yeah. And then what else? Where else does she have? Mykonos, Morocco. She just sent me a thing. She booked a trip in Morocco. They're gonna like sleep in the desert and ride camels and everything. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean,
And isn't she a straight A student?
Yep.
Didn't she get into the business school
She did. Yeah.
which is
at
very tough to
UMass,
get into.
which nobody can
Eisenberg.
get into?
Yep.
Hannah's doing very well. She's quite a motivated child.
And she has the most beautiful green eyes.
Her eyes are captivating.
Yes.
Her mother's a housekeeper.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
she has her mother's
Right.
eyes. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. She's the full package.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
thank you.
And now she's worldly.
Yes.
She
Way
is
worldly.
Yeah,
Way
she's a-
worldly than me.
Can you imagine right this moment, just every Thursday traveling to a different country in Europe? Right this point in your life.
I know. It's hard to believe. Like everybody
I need
says,
to make some changes.
me and all my friends are like, don't you remember when our parents sent us here? I'm like, no.
No.
No. I said, Mom, can I have a pair of jeans? No. No.
It's different now. Like, the kids, they get around more and it's good for them, I think,
It's
What a
magnificent.
I think it's good for them. I mean, it's
Yeah.
smart. And
Yeah.
she's having a great time. I'll get a text, hey, because she knows she has to check in. She's like, I'm getting on a plane, but I just want to say hi. Okay.
Oh,
And then
perfect.
I don't hear from her for 3 days.
Right.
How many people is she with?
She's with actually her roommates. She has 3 girls she went with, and they get the room together. So they're kind of just going everywhere together. too.
Awesome.
Yeah, so having a
Brilliant.
really
It's
good time
perfect.
there.
And how long is she there until?
Sometime in April, but she's talking about maybe staying a few extra weeks.
She
She
should.
needs to extend.
Yep.
She
Yep.
probably
Because
will.
this is it, right?
Right.
Like,
This is
you're
the
not gonna
time
go
of her
back and
life.
do this.
No, not
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, this is it until she goes to New York for the summer.
Wow.
You know what?
Joe.
I don't care. Whatever
Right.
Hannah
I'm
wants.
Hannah
Hannah
happy for her.
gets.
I'm happy for her. She's worked very hard and she's having a blast.
That's all we want for our kids. Oh, right? We
Yeah.
want our kids to have better than we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she is. My God.
And you have to experiment, right?
Right.
You got to go for an adventure.
Yes.
Challenge yourself, your independent spirit, have confidence in yourself to go do something like that. It's magnificent.
Well, I mean, she's like, Dad, should I try octopus tonight?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. And should I get the, she was in Portugal and they have calves cheeks.
Oh, Try it.
Yeah, she tries everything.
Stop it.
Yeah, she tries everything. Yeah.
I would like an order of calves cheeks.
And I said, I'm like,
With a
I'm
side
so
note.
intrigued. Get it?
Calves cheeks. Now I'm gonna have to Google calves cheeks. I wonder how you prepare a calf's cheek.
I don't know.
Well, halibut cheek is a big thing.
Halibut cheek?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And it's like the best part, apparently.
Guanciale, that's the pig cheeks.
Oh,
big thing in
there you
Italy.
go.
If I really think I can't, don't turn me into a vegetarian again. I can't. Like, seriously.
It's a lot.
You know, I just had this when we just came back from Aruba. It's an international flight. So this is what the airline people said. Attention passengers, because this is an international flight, you are not allowed to stand in the
Aisle?
to
Why?
go to the bathroom. You have to wait in your seat until the bathroom is
I've never heard of
vacant.
that.
And then what do you do? Run for
So
it?
wait,
Like-
so if it's a domestic flight, you can stand in the aisle,
That-
but since this is an international flight, you cannot stand in the aisle.
I've never
So
heard
you
of
just
that.
stand.
And you have to
so
wait in your
everybody
seat.
knows, okay, that guy has to go, that girl has to
They have
go.
a thing like at the deli counter.
Yeah,
Like,
take a tag.
it is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I've never
can't
heard
make
of that.
heads or tails of it. I need to talk to my friend who's a flight attendant. I need to square this away with her.
Please do. I'd like
I
to
will.
know.
I'm like, the older I get, the more stupid things are.
Well, I'll tell you something that I don't think I told you this. My
What?
girlfriend and her family,
Oh, you told me.
Thursday, 7 a.m., they're at Logan. Bags packed, kids there, school off, Thursday, Friday, going to Aruba. And the lady says, oh, you didn't fill out this online form. She said, and my girlfriend's very thorough. She said, nobody told me I needed to fill out an online form, but where do I go and what do I do? So she's there, she's filling out, she's got 2 kids, she does her husband, she does her, blah, blah, blah. She's like, sign, I'm good. And the lady goes, oh, sorry, you can't get on the plane now. She said, why? She said, well, it needs to be 60 minutes before we depart. And it is 2 minutes over. You're out.
No
That
kidding.
is fucking bullshit. Mother effer.
Can you imagine?
No lie.
I would have gone.
Traveling with kids too. Can you imagine?
I would have gone ballistic.
Yeah. That's it. No idea. Had to turn around and leave.
Wow.
Joe, you would not have handled that well.
I wouldn't have
I know,
either.
probably not.
I
Or
really
that's-
would have been
that's-
bad. It
That's a
would've been
tough
bad.
one.
Yeah,
That
that's a
is-
control.
that makes
your-
me angry.
Mhm.
You get all the worst parts about travel going to the airport
Yes.
without the reward.
Yes.
Right.
And the lady didn't say to her,
Hurry up.
you've got 3 minutes to get
Right.
this done or I can't
Yeah.
let you on. Nothing. She
No.
just, after the fact, she goes, oh, it's too late.
Sorry.
You're out.
I'm sorry. You need to go home now.
That's so painful.
Yikes.
And my girlfriend handled it with grace. She cried at home. That was a bit.
Wow.
Then the kids had to go back to school.
Oh my.
There's not much they can do about that
It's
either, right?
nothing. She was
Yeah.
like, you know what? What am I going to do?
That is horrible.
So they reimburse her or no?
No reimbursement, but they were able to rebook for Saturday. So they lost 2 days of their trip.
Oh my.
Not good enough.
That is bad.
This has nothing to do with me, and I'm mad.
I'm so mad. I literally want to walk off
I-
this podcast right now.
I did have a situation like that where our flight attendants, the plane was late getting in, and our flight attendants told us, we're going to tell the people at the gate that you're going to run. And so we ran like a
Yeah.
long distance. And we get there, and this was the woman as she sees us coming, watches us and just closes the door. She could have held it. We were not. I was like right there and here, and she didn't. And it was intentional. It was intentional. And we were in Baltimore. At this time, I don't know whether they still do this, they close the airport down. So you can't stay there
Oh.
for your 6 a.m. flight. It's now,
and wasn't this like midnight?
yes.
And you didn't know anybody?
I didn't know anybody. I'm in Baltimore.
She had no money and no food, and she was cold.
We had
They're
nothing to
like-
do but go in a hotel and watch The Wire.
I'm like, can someone tell me where I can find a hotel and how do I get there? I mean, it was
That's
like,
scary.
it was the worst. I wrote to the FAA about
She
that.
wrote a scathing
I did.
Facebook post and tagged everybody. That
Yeah.
was horrible what they
It was-
did to you.
And not for nothing, it could have been dangerous because I'm in
Right.
Baltimore. And they are just like, sorry, you can come back at 7 or 6 or whatever it was.
Sorry,
You
lady.
can't stay.
But just to be clear, the FAA didn't get back to you.
They did.
They did.
Oh, I wrote a big chain.
And what did they do?
They're noted, this
They
and
said,
that. It just goes to the rest.
"Sorry."
you know?
Noted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start using that.
And then
Noted.
And then it was Southwest. They gave me $200. I'm like, who wants a flight on
Totally
Southwest?
worth
Because
it.
I don't.
Right. No.
Here's your $200.
No.
It was so intentional. And I was recording them on camera and they got all upset.
yeah.
So then this gigantic
Oh, yes.
security state trooper comes over and he just said to them, she can record you. She can record me. So buzz off. But
Yeah.
they were nasty.
Wow.
Yeah. I think some of them do it intentionally. They probably get beat up all day long. And maybe every once in a while that's their comeback or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I thought that I was so great because on our way to Aruba, I had a middle seat. Tony and I had booked it late. So I was in a middle seat. He was in a middle seat. But Tony's brother's dating a flight attendant. So we reached out to her and she's like, oh, I don't know if I could do anything, but whatever. So anyway, so all of a sudden the flight attendant comes up to me and we knew that rows 6 and 7 were empty, but we couldn't do anything online still. So she comes up, she's like, are you Stephanie? I said, yes. And she looked back, she goes, is that Tony? And I said, yes. She goes, I'm gonna move you. I'm like, oh my God. She goes, we have a row for you at the back of the plane. I went, what?
You are really special.
First of all, when I sat down, I had the middle seat. I was in between two English people. They were so proper. I go, I have to let you know, I hate the middle seat. I am absolutely miserable. Then I sat down and I broke my glasses. I go, and now I broke my glasses. And we couldn't find the arm and they were just, oh my God. So when she said that I was moving to the back of the plane, I said, wait a minute, the back of the plane? And then the woman next to me was like, oh, yay. She goes, this is a win-win for all. And I said, oh. So fine. So we went to the back of the plane. And you know what? I liked it. Not only did we get free drinks and Anthony got a free headset, but if you have to go to the bathroom, it's right there.
It's right there. Yeah. And if there's a line, you can, jump in your seat quickly. Get
Yes.
out. Because
Yes.
you can't wait in line.
You can't wait. You can't wait in the aisle on an international flight.
Do you travel a lot, Joe?
No, not as much as I used to. I mean, Denise and I used to. You know how it is. The kids and stuff.
Yeah.
We do different things, but
He spends a lot of time on the Cape.
we do. But we're trying to ramp up our traveling a little bit.
Where would you go if you could?
He has a trip planned.
Like, what's
Spill
your
it.
bucket list trip?
Well, I love Europe.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I backpacked through Europe actually.
Oh.
In a long time, but it's been a long time since I've been there. Yeah.
Meredith, you could backpack.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't.
I had a trip lined up for that, but it got
I stayed in hostels and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it was fine.
How
actually.
old were you?
I forget. My 20s.
Yeah.
Early 20s.
Yeah.
Could you do that now and stay in a hostal?
Yeah, as long as the Four Seasons had a hostel.
That's what I thought.
But no, it was fun and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, we're gonna go visit Hannah. We'll go visit her in
Oh,
Spain. So
awesome.
that'll be good. I haven't been to Spain.
Barcelona.
That's how you pronounce it.
Can you Barcelona?
Barcelona.
Like, why do they say that?
Italy? Are you going to go to Italy?
No, not this trip. We're just gonna go to see her
Okay.
and stuff and that type of thing. But Denise and I are gonna get back and we are gonna do another trip.
Greece?
So, never been, but we are gonna go.
I want to go to Greece.
I want to go to Sicily.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been to
Switzerland would be
Sicily.
cool, too. I'd like to go to
was in
Bavarian countries.
I've been to Austria, Germany,
Oh,
been
that's
all this, but beautiful. Austria's beautiful, really nice.
I don't want to go to Germany.
Now, if you go to Sicily,
Noted.
do you...
Weinstein.
I'm not going to touch that one. If you go to Sicily, would you go on a cooking tour because you love to cook?
I would definitely check something like that out for sure. I would definitely do that. Yeah, I mean, it's a friend of mine just went to. It wasn't Sicily, but it was another place, and they had it's sort of like a Sicily type setting. She said we went to this. They took us out on this farm. They had a huge area, and they had like a cooking class. She said, and we ate, and it was wonderful. So really good. So,
Can you
That
imagine
sounds good.
cooking outside?
Yeah.
No.
yeah, she said it was really good. So it'd be
I'd
cool.
like someone else to cook and then I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I'm really not a great cook.
Joe is.
I love to bake, That's like,
Well, you make some.
but I really don't because it goes to waste and
Yeah.
that bothers me.
When you bake something, you mean? Yeah, I know what you're saying, because then it becomes like work to eat it all.
Right.
Yes.
And then you feel badly if you don't eat it. And then
Yes.
you feel worse if you have to throw it away.
And if
Yes.
you do eat it, there's some bad side effects to that.
Yes, exactly. Well, remember when I was going to find the best cheeseburger in the area?
Oh, right. Whatever happened with that?
Well, I decided that probably wasn't a good venture for my waistline.
I want to bring that back.
Yes, her doctor ordered her to stop
I want to
searching.
bring it back.
I thought, I want to know the best cheeseburger in the area, but we got a few restaurants in, and then I was like, this is a bad ending.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's not
This is
good.
not good.
Yeah, no.
Well, now I'm on the quest to find the best lemon chicken soup. So anyone who's Greek, I asked them, do you make lemon chicken soup?
I have.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the butter cake.
butter cake.
Okay, so
What is
This
going on with
sounds
the? No, wait a
so
minute.
dreamy
I've
to me.
had butter cake at not your butter cake at downtown Boston on the waterfront.
Mastro's?
No, no, I don't think I had it there.
Okay.
What's
'Cause
the other
that's
one?
This is where this started. Are
Oh.
you talking about? I know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, this is I can't remember.
What's the name of the
anything. I can't-
restaurant
How can
that
I?
you had? It was
Mastro's,
Yeah, but
and that's in New
the-
York, right?
but they have one. I think they have one in Boston.
No, they
too.
have one in Boston.
Yeah.
The seafood tower at
Oh
Mastro's.
my god, yeah.
It comes out with a dry
Oh,
ice.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
a whole thing. Oh wait, I think I had the giant dessert platter last year at Mastro's.
So we ate literally like it was our last day on the planet.
Wait,
okay?
and this was at
in New York City.
with
At Mastro.
Who were you with?
I was with Roy,
Roymond.
yeah, and some other colleagues of mine.
Okay, so you guys decided to make reservations.
So we went to Mastro's. So
Okay.
it was a great experience. And at the end, I'm just like full. So then people say, "I'm gonna order desserts." I'm like, "I don't want."
Is it
dessert."
like 3 hours of eating?
Yeah, it was just like a long thing. I mean, it was good.
What'd you have to eat? Steak.
We
No,
did
but
have steak.
first this gigantic tower that's smoking with
Wait,
lights.
did
and
you get that?
seafood.
Did you? I bet they didn't. You didn't get the seafood
Roy
tower.
said he
we got
did.
2 of them.
Yeah.
What?
He said
and,
it was-
and you know what? You order. You get to pick
Yeah.
out what
He
you
said
want.
King crab.
No, each of ours were so like over the top. Like
oh my god, that's
like, it
so
was- it
obnoxious.
was-
so
it was-
exciting.
it was very obnoxious. So
Wow.
and it came out.
How
and
many
it was-
people at the table?
I think there was 10 of us.
Oh, so it's a big table of
Yeah.
people.
So 2 seafood towers. I mean, they have sushi. They have. It's like
We
whatever
had,
you want.
We had everything. So we had sushi. We had the seafood tower. we did it all.
Dreamy.
So it was crazy. So then, at the end, I'm just like, I like literally just want to go back to my hotel.
Did you
and
What are
wanna
you drinking
sit in bed.
while you're eating this?
Wine,
Oh, red wine, white wine.
red wine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so seafood tower first, then what do you order?
Then we had a bunch of appetizers for the table. Had some really good sushi, which was great. We had
Yeah.
that.
I would have been full after that.
Well, it was, but I powered
But
through.
you have to
You just have
stay
to
the
keep,
course.
Right, you do.
Then we ordered like a bunch of
yourself.
sides for the table.
Yep.
So we grazed on
I hope you
those.
didn't order
Oh,
the
'cause
cream
it's-
spinach.
I love cream spinach.
Ugh, do you, Meredith?
Love it.
I hate it.
Love
So
and
good.
I love everything.
Love
Okay.
it.
You know what they had, which was really good? They had this baked, like I think it was gnocchi and a cheese sauce. It was
Oh
so
my!
Oh
that would put me
my
under.
God.
That'd be
Okay.
done there.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can
be
only
done.
have like a bite of that.
I could stick with the seafood tower, the sushi, even the cream spinach, and then another like a steak. But then once you
like literally,
yeah,
like once I
gnocchi
was eating my
cream.
steak, I'm like, okay, I'm really like at capacity here, right? So I powered through.
feel it.
Yeah, exactly. So they ordered a bunch of desserts for the table. I'm like,
You're
I'm
out.
done. Like I
No coffee?
had espresso.
Oh yeah.
So,
I love you, John.
I'm not an animal.
Single or double? Single or double?
Double.
Double.
So
a double
then-
espresso.
So they go, oh, so Roy's like, oh, butter cake's so good. You got some butter cake. Oh, I got it. So I'm like, I tried.
You
it.
acquiesce.
Yes.
Fine. Now.
I was like, all right, that's really good. So then, of course, I'm like, Roy, I can make that. I
So
researched.
I've never had butter cake.
Oh,
so how
Meredith.
is it different
Cake.
than pound
Peach.
cake?
There's no comparison.
It's like super, super sweet, but in a good way. Like I don't like terribly sweet things.
Okay.
But this was just like really, like
Like a pineapple upside down that
But no,
has
it
it
was like-
dripping through it?
just like buttery and chewy.
Dense.
It was really good.
Kinda-
but like not dense like pound cake. Like
No, but
but it's like it's almost, when you get a brownie
Yep.
and it's like fudgy in the middle. That's
Yep.
what it's like. Except it's butter cake.
Okay,
and
talk
it's-
to me about the ingredients.
butter,
Butter.
How much butter and unsalted, salted?
Unsalted, lots of butter. I actually haven't made it yet, but then you mix cream cheese in it.
Oh.
I actually found the recipe for this thing. Supposedly it's a recipe, but according to, so like cream, but like tons of sugar. I mean, it's not good for you, but
That's
it's
fine.
quite good. It's
Butter,
cheap.
cream cheese, sugar.
Yeah, and then you mix a second thing with cream cheese. At least this recipe, and then you put it on the top before you bake it. And
I had no idea there was cream cheese in it.
yeah, we'll give it a whirl.
Well-
When are you making it?
I haven't decided. I was going to surprise you guys, but I just couldn't get it done.
You could have brought it today.
I mean,
If
Joe
you
makes
pre-planned.
homemade cinnamon rolls, which are like, I came into the office one day, and for all those who are listening, Joe would make us soup on Fridays, which was like the best thing in the world. And you wouldn't really know, but you'd come in and there was soup, and it would be like, oh, this is so exciting. And I came in one day and there was cinnamon rolls, and I almost died in that moment. I was like, these are homemade. You don't get home. And do you know how much work homemade cinnamon rolls are?
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot. Yeah. And it is the most decadent experience ever.
I single-handedly blame him for my weight gain that started at Cole Banker. I
That's high praise.
started.
Thank you.
I started at a size 00.
You know what? I never trust a skinny cook. Sorry.
I started as soon as I switched over to Cole Banker and Joe as my manager. I slowly started putting on pounds.
I did too.
Uh-oh.
We're not blaming you, but
I was thinner definitely when I was in the Canton office. And then I
Yeah.
had a 15-minute stint in Mansfield and then came to you. And now that you say it,
that's when Sonny Drysdale
That's
said,
when-
"Welcome to our office." She said, "We eat everything." She said, "Even if it falls on the floor, we eat it." I'm like, "That's disgusting." Meanwhile, she was right.
She is right.
She was 100% right.
when Roy took over, I told him I like blueberry muffins.
Did he bring them in for you?
Congratulations. And I like blueberry muffins.
And so he's like,
He
"Okay."
did do breakfast one day.
That's funny. Well, I do it now from my region.
It's awesome.
When I have my meetings from regions, I make food.
Yeah,
You
right?
do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great meeting.
Right? It's the
Yeah,
best.
it's just like I said, because they're coming over to Chestnut Hill, so I'm like, well, might as well have some decent food, right?
Yeah, right.
And I
yeah.
like to do it, so it's
That's
good. but-
awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Alona cooked for us just recently.
She
What'd
did?
she
She
make?
did. She made chocolate covered strawberries. She did a salad with chicken. She did a trifle.
Where was I?
It was one of the meetings.
She asked me for my cinnamon roll recipe.
She
Did you share
not.
it?
Not yet, but she asked for it. I said, I'll
Do
get
you
it.
share recipes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good like that.
Okay. But no, she.
Do you
she-
leave out an ingredient?
No.
No, you've given me recipes before.
Do you leave out an ingredient?
People do that. That's a thing.
It is a thing.
My grandmother. My mother's like, it just doesn't taste the same. I know she didn't give it a recipe. I'm like, I know. I believe you. I don't think she did either.
Oh my God. Steph, do you make any signature
I don't.
things?
I don't.
No.
No.
We had a conversation the other day in the office about this where I stopped by and Bruce Bradford was saying that his wife, I said, well, I guess the only thing I really make, like my thing is Toll House chocolate chip cookies. And I just think they're great. They're just, you can't go wrong with them.
You can't.
Well, Bruce said that his wife makes the best Toll House chocolate chip cookies. And I
What's
said,
her
well,
secret?
all you have to do is look at it on the back. He's like, no, she adds pudding mix to it. And there was a gasp across the room from all of us. That is the worst thing you could ever do, ever.
Controversial.
It caused an uproar. Wow. We said, we don't want your pudding, chocolate chip, Toll
She's
House
messing
cookies.
with the classics.
Rotten. Roy said, close the door. Close that office door.
Bruce, we're going to have to let you go.
I'm sorry, Bruce.
You crossed the line.
Should we talk any real estate? Maybe just a little bit. So I had a question for you.
Sure.
So Easton Market has
Yes.
just gone through the roof,
Mhm.
right? In terms of numbers, like million is all over the place.
Yeah,
now.
a million is the new 600.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know.
Yeah. And so having been in Milton,
Yeah.
which is really crazy market
Mhm.
price wise. So I'm starting to work more and more with my interior designer. Did your agents use interior designers?
Well, it's funny. Like staging is a big thing, and some of our stages are pretty high level.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that even in the city. I see that a lot in the city where people really, it's a whole different, it's a thing.
It is.
Like some of these people will come into a property, depending on the property, and they have a whole thing from the photography, how they do their photography, to the way it's staged. I mean, they have a real specific thing that they follow. And some of these houses show well anyway.
Right.
But I was in a house I don't know, a couple months ago in Wellesley, and it was vacant, which is unusual. And it was in the country club, and actually Weston, I'm sorry, and it wasn't staged at all, but
It's sold.
it's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I think it really, Meredith and I were having this whole conversation. So
It does depend client to client. That
depends.
was
I think they may be staging this house. I think I get it. It would just happen to be around. They said, "Hey, you want to check out this property?" I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't stage it. But yeah, I mean, with Milton too, same thing. We've really seen the prices have surged everywhere, and we're seeing a lot of things like people are buying a property, and then the renovations are $1 million. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just
see,
different.
that's like, so they buy these huge properties, but they're renovating them anyway,
Yes.
which is.
I mean, I have a
so
girlfriend who did a
crazy.
Milton. She bought, I think it was 1.6, tore it down
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and built.
I mean, there are parts of Milton that merit that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it had
Yeah.
a gigantic yard, and
Yep.
she was like, "This is just we didn't have a yard before. They sold, high in Milton, but
And, location is everything. Like, places like Milton, places like other cute suburbs from the city or parts of the city. I mean, those are places where people feel they're a good investment, and it's a lifestyle thing.
yeah, right.
They're investing in their lifestyle.
Right.
Well, and it makes sense. I mean, it's even trade, right? You buy, you sell 1.2, you buy 1.6.
Yeah.
It's quite frankly no different than here. And the same if you sell at 8, you're going to buy at 1.2. I mean, it's.
Well, think about it.
Bump
Everybody
up.
talks about real estate as an investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most of the clients we deal with, if they're buying a single family home, that's where they live. Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it is an investment, and everybody wants to make money in real estate, but it's also a lifestyle thing.
Right.
Right.
That's where you come home. That's your sanctuary.
Right.
So people, are making those type of investments to have where they want to live the way they want it and live the places they want to live. And I think the higher the prices are right now, I think they're going to seem like a bargain 10 years from now.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep, I think you're right. It's pretty wild.
We're a financial center of Boston.
Yep.
Like I said, we have a lot of protection. We have a lot of things that create value in our area, so we're lucky.
It's so different. You really can't compare us to the rest of the country.
Yeah, I mean, maybe on the West Coast and certain other places, but for the most part, the financial centers just seem to have it's just different.
Right.
They're not they have a different type of things that impact their housing markets.
I don't know. Quite frankly, I'm sick of this weather.
Yes, well, it's been a mild winter, but it's
really,
still not
for the,
awesome.
But the past 3 days, I'm like, should I sell?
I've been migrating. Have you?
I had to take a couple shots last week,
Mm.
but I'm seriously considering
Moving.
selling my townhome
And going where?
and renting. I think I've brainwashed myself because that's all I tell our downsizers because they have nowhere to go. So I'm trying to say, take a break from home ownership.
Is it like a car salesman that rides a bike?
Take a break, folks. Just take a break.
Yeah.
Well, this is my angle.
A server
And now because I
who
keep
works at a
telling them to
steakhouse
take
and
a
is
break,
vegan.
right?
Yes.
Well, now I might be selling my place,
Ah, all right.
Well, it's not a bad idea to capitalize on the market, but
right?
But I think if you buy something now, like we just talked about,
Well, I want to buy something in Florida.
do both.
And why don't you just buy one?
I don't know.
Do both.
Penny and Paul just did. They're so happy. They've never been so happy.
Where'd they buy?
Sarasota area.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Mhm.
That's
I'll
where
need
Kate,
to talk to you offline about this. I'm in such a quandary.
That's where Kate Rossi lives, Sarasota.
She does?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Kate Rossi is Alexa's girl crush.
I mean, kind of mine too.
Oh, she's so fabulous.
They're
She's
pretty
great.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's great.
Yeah.
You sustain the higher up you go. You're pretty cool. Joe, you're pretty cool.
Joe,
Well,
you
thank
are
you.
so
The
cool.
big boss now.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
get that far.
Pretty amazing.
And we knew you when.
From Joe, he was Joe in Easton.
He was Joe, and I just remember my first deal fell apart, and I'm like, I go into his office, I'm crying. He goes, "Stop crying in real estate. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh." And then he goes, "Hey, did you hear about the recipe about eggplant?" And then I'm like, "Huh?" And that was it. I never cried again.
That's right.
He was the king of diverting.
That's right. Always divert.
He is so great, and he totally got my mind off everything. Stopped crying.
It's pretty awesome though. When I had a real low, the market had completely tanked, and I'd been in the business for a long time. Tanked. I was pregnant with my second baby. Money wasn't coming in because I had sustained, and then it just wasn't.
What year was that?
was
1974.
10.
Okay.
2010.
Yep.
Coming off the 2008 hangover.
Yep. And I sustained, and then man. And I was like, Joe, I need to stay. This is my career. I can't leave and go get another job. And you had great words of advice, one of which were, there is no reason why someone with your name should not be a top agent in town.
Meredith K. Keach.
Yep.
Remember that
3
name.
generations in town.
Yeah.
And you were right. And you helped me put a plan in place that had a 2-year trajectory. And by that 2 years, my business was up 400%.
Awesome. Congrats.
That was under your leadership.
Well, I mean, listen, thank you. Very kind of you. But I mean,
It's truth.
let's talk about you guys. I mean, let's talk about what you guys have done. I mean, think about it. You guys have been, I worked there for a while, but I've been watching you guys from afar.
Pretty exciting.
Joe.
Yeah. I mean, you guys got a lot going on. I mean, think
A
about
lot.
when you look back. I mean, look at the amount of business you guys are doing right now. I mean, it must be pretty gratifying to
We only did
see what
like
you've done.
1 point something.
Gazillion.
Yeah.
But all through my career,
Top 5%.
what I
In
wanted
the
to
country.
do in the country, right?
Yeah.
All of Coldwell, Jackie
Yeah.
and a Coldwell Banker. All I wanted to do was more business. But, going back to it, you just need good leadership. And I mean that, you were a great leader, and it wasn't half the time, it was just nonsense come in there. But every once in a while as a leader, you just need to get in there and when you can hear your leaders say something, when you can hear it, right? Because we
Yeah.
can talk all day long, but you have to be receptive to that. And it was that moment that I remember to this day of sitting in there, and I heard it, and you helped me figure it out. And of course, I had to hear it, and I had to do the work, right, in order to get there, right? But it works, and if you have a great leadership team behind you, look at what we've done over the last 6 months. It's amazing, right?
No one's a better motivator than this guy here.
thank
Anytime
you.
you're down in the dumps,
Yeah.
call this guy here.
Yeah.
He turns your life around.
Yep.
You are.
You just have to be willing to listen,
Right.
right? We have to be willing to hear it,
Right.
and then put plan in motion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let me say, I can listen to you guys all day. But
Enough about you, more about me.
But I will also say, I mean, listen, I mean, you said it right. It's the work. Like, you have to be willing to do the work, and you guys have been willing to do the work, and now you guys are at the stage where now it's the next evolution of your business is leveraging what you've done, leveraging the reputation you built, and then try to be really strategic, and be very effective with your time. You spend all your time on the stuff that has a high return. Okay. You try different things. If they work, you incorporate them. If they don't work, you find something else. But there's always the tried and true pillars of what works for your business. Always do more of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's so fun too. Our business is so much fun.
Well, it is fun because, you've done so much of the hard work and stuff. And once you have the clarity of what you're doing, once you have the clarity, I mean, I think it makes it easy for you guys to really, really imagine. Like, I always talk about having a vision of what you want to do. Okay. So you look at your business now, and this was a vision of yours at one point.
Right.
And now your new vision is to say, okay, what's the next evolution of that?
Yes.
That's what you should focus
Yes.
on.
We want to be the next
1,000
Roberts.
subscribers, 4,000 viewing hours.
Yes.
I have that right at the beginning of
See?
my goal, right? For the podcast.
I love
right? That's
that.
what we need.
And it's funny when you talk, do you guys know Gail, right?
We have a picture with Gail.
Yes.
Yeah. I love Gail.
I don't know that Gail knows us,
Gail knows us.
but we certainly know Gail.
Gail told me that I was talking too loud on the train.
That's Gail.
She's like, honey, shh, keep your voice down.
So
people
those-
are trying to sleep.
She's
Those
awesome.
who are listening, Gail and Ed sold $350 million in real estate last year.
Yeah.
That's
And they're, I mean, perfect example, real professionals, but also super giving. I mean, she does all the basics. She does them very, very well. She goes over her marketing with a fine tooth comb. She has a very high standard for everything she does, and it pays. And she's also just like a super nice person. Ed's awesome too. So
she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had her. We just went to an event and she was one of the speakers. And
Very approachable.
she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
never, never, ever, ever take out a half-page ad.
That was Stephanie's.
I'm like, oh my God, I need a full-page
Stephanie
ad.
looks at me. She goes, "We're never doing a half page."
That is disgusting. How dare you, Meredith? We will do full pages only.
So it caused me to revise some sponsorships. I went back to people and said,
Right, full
"I'll
page,
take the
please."
platinum one."
Right.
Yeah.
You got to go big or go home. You can't be discounted here.
No.
No.
Especially now that we're certified luxury
That's right.
agents.
Global luxury.
That's good.
Yes.
Global luxury.
And there's a lot of good stuff there that your clients will really benefit from.
Yeah. Yeah.
God,
You know?
we're so
Yeah. It's so fun.
good. It's really great.
Will you come speak to our team?
Yeah.
Love to.
He said he would.
I love to do stuff like
Yeah.
that.
He
That's what I like
does.
to do.
Awesome.
I'll be hanging on every word.
Same. I'll be taking notes.
Me too. Can we record?
You can do whatever you want.
Oh,
I'll have to run it by my publicist, but that's okay.
fine.
Hey, folks. I wanted to talk about this $50 scratch tickets. Have you heard about
I
it?
have not.
I have not. Meredith, you love this.
I love a scratch ticket. Do you know that Massachusetts changed their payout probably like 10 years ago?
I think you mentioned it on the last podcast.
I can't help myself. It's so aggravating. But the $50 scratch ticket is all the rage for scratchy people
Tell
right
us.
now. Well, you can win $25 million, but they're doing a lot of winning right up front. So people everywhere are winning. 'cause
Have you
they
bought
want
one
them to
yet?
keep- I bought one.
Where'd you get it? Where'd you get it?
From the lady on Belmont Street, next to Honeydew. They like basically only do lottery and like vape stuff.
Right.
Do you vape?
No. Do you vape?
No.
No. That's like not my speed.
Is that the same thing as a pot pen? Oh my God, you guys! And we're gonna get back to that.
I don't think you.
They have
still
both.
vape?
Yeah, they can.
I thought they banned vaping her.
No, this is a weed thing that I got in New York, and it's like a vape, but there's some weed in there, and I do it like
So you vape.
I only do it with one friend. So anyway, and it stays in my pocketbook, and I forgot about it because I barely ever use it. So we're in flight to Aruba, and I go, oh my God, the pot pen or whatever it's called, it's in my purse.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna get arrested in Aruba.
Is it illegal? Is that illegal?
No,
to go?
I have no
it's
idea.
not illegal.
It's so confusing. Who
but
knows?
who knows?
Last time I was in New York City, right? I'm not kidding you. I'm walking. I'm like, there was a kid in Times Square that had a table set up.
Yeah.
And he was selling weed right on the table.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Oh, like
And
herb right there.
Cops, but you can't do that. They just don't.
Well,
they need a. They just.
people
that
just
stuff
do what
is-
they want in New
It's
York.
decriminalized. You know what I mean? Everything.
You can
is,
do
so.
the vape pen while you're walking. All right, forget that. I diverted. Let's go back to the $50 scratch ticket. So you bought one on Belmont Street.
I don't really have much more to offer. I didn't win.
Oh.
So I won some money in a walking challenge.
Oh, right. Oh, I walked yesterday.
Nice.
4 or 5 miles.
Nice.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you.
Nice job.
Thanks.
So I'm walking and I won money at the end of this challenge. But then I felt burdened with this money. I don't know why, but I did.
Guess who she called? Not you.
$962. And I thought,
Roy and asked him what she should do.
well, I didn't call him to ask him that specifically. I don't remember what I was calling, ask him about. But I did say, I feel a burden. I feel an obligation. I have to do something. Not give all of it away, but I need to give something. I felt like it was like a life.
So nice of you, Meredith.
Whatever. Well, I don't know that it's nice.
How about 19 scratch tickets?
Well, people were like, what are you going to buy? And I thought, well, I'm going to buy myself one of those $50 scratch tickets and maybe a bottle of bourbon. And I'm going to give some money away. And Roy said, don't overthink it. Because some people were like, give to the earthquake, blah, blah, blah. But then there's admin fees. A lot of people take money away. And he said, just give $200 in $10 bills and go give them to people that live under bridges. Like, don't overthink it. So I came up with something and gave a couple $100
You're
away.
always, you are a giver, for sure.
Well, I feel like money's fluid, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like
It
you
comes
can't
in
like
and you-
hold on
No,
to
you
it.
can't.
And if all of a sudden you get money, you got to give some of that away.
That's why I spend a lot.
Yeah, that's great.
It's putting out to
You
the.
keep the economy going.
I do. It's important. It has to continually flow in and out.
Yeah.
In and out.
Yeah.
You're doing your part. Good for you.
Thank you.
You guys think the same about money? No? I mean,
Me?
you can't just like hold on to it.
Well, Joe is very smart with his money.
Well, I do defer to you on that.
I mean, I like nice things, and I
Yeah.
think people should. I think money is meant to be enjoyed,
Yes.
for sure. But I also think money's also meant to be grown.
Well, right.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to be a spendthrift. And,
No.
No, you have to find a balance. You know.
Yeah.
You
That's
guys,
all.
I wish that I started way younger. You know, my parents never sat down with me and spoke to me about money.
I'm surprised your father didn't.
He did his own thing and he was busy, building his wealth, but never spoke really to me about it. And I think that's a shame because now my kids have, they opened up their Roth
Mm-hmm.
And so they're contributing, but I just wish I had that knowledge now that, back then.
Sure, everybody does.
I really screwed myself.
Money's only taught at home. It's not taught in the public school system. I don't know if they do in the private, but you have to learn that at home. I mean, everybody, you need to know that, right? Financial knowledge comes from home. So if your kids aren't getting it, you got to find a place where they can get it.
School?
I have that's a very good point. I have a question for you. So you ever see those things where they say, okay, you can take the red pill or the blue pill?
Yeah.
You can get $10 million right now. If you take this pill, you can go back 20 years. Which one would you guys do?
Go back 20 years? Oh, I don't want to.
Oh, I don't want to go back 20 years. No,
Really?
I'll take the cash now.
Not me.
You want to go back?
No, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, with all the information
With
you
all
have
the
now, what
information
could do with that, $10 million will be nothing.
Nope, I don't want to go back.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've lived a good life.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know. We all have.
I don't know what I would do differently. I do, and I don't know that I would share it on the podcast.
We'll talk about it privately later.
I mean, yeah, there's some knowledge, maybe, but I mean, my 20s were really fun.
I don't have a lot of regrets.
I don't say that in the aspect of, like regrets or anything.
Right.
Not about that.
Just
Just
saying.
about saying, oh, how can I leverage what I've learned?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I rather
I
have the
get it.
opportunity to leverage what I learned, or would I rather take this much money right now?
Yeah, I'd take the money now. What would you do, Steph? Would you go back?
Well, my first response was to take the money now, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I would go back, but I would have to know that I would still be getting that money.
Well, I would argue that you'd have more with all the
You think
lessons
so?
and all the knowledge
Right.
you have.
God, it's not too late though.
No.
It's not too late. Really got to kick butt these next 5 years.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well, you guys are off to a great start. I mean, your team is doing tremendous.
it's pretty awesome.
And your social media presence is actually getting notice.
Formidable.
It is formidable. It is. I always throw you guys up as an example. Always.
Really?
When people, I got to do better on social media, I'm like, follow these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Follow these guys.
You got to
I'm
feel
like,
comfortable with it, not so worried about what the world thinks.
Well, that's it. You really have to be authentic.
I agree. 100%.
And you know what, though? I was talking to some of the millennials,
Yeah.
and they have an issue with perfection because they grew up in this world they can't just post things. Everything has to be just perfect, and they have to look perfect, and and I was talking to some of them, and they're like, Steffi, I can't post if it's not perfect. I'm like, but people they want to see you.
Right.
They want somebody who's relatable, because that's who people are going to give their business to, somebody that they can relate to. Oh, and guys, guess what? Talking about millennials, you're not going to believe this. Did I tell you this about dating?
No.
So when the millennials are dating now, so you meet somebody through an app, right?
Yep.
And you start talking to them, okay? You don't know their last name. And so I said to Alexa, so she was actually going to go on a date with somebody. I said, so did you guys talk on the phone? What? She said, that is disgusting. I said, wait a minute. What are you talking about? She goes, Mom, that is disgusting and rude. I go, first of all, what's the boy's last name? I don't know. Anyway, so she said, so-and-so, who I can't mention names, was going to go on a date with this guy. And he ended up calling her. And this girl was fit to be tied. And she almost broke off the date because you don't do this.
Well, how do we?
And so she did go
What
on
a
the
faux
date,
pas.
but she was disgusted and
we're gonna
never
connect,
talked to him
but
again.
we're not going to connect.
Like, you guys, this is you are so millennial guys. No, they don't talk on the phone. That is rude and disrespectful.
Huh.
What is going on?
So how do you?
You just have to go out and show up on this date.
Okay.
Can you believe what's
mean-
going on?
I feel like I'm 800 years old right now.
I'm like,
Okay.
Alexa, this
I'm in my
means-
cave making paintings of
Right?
animals.
I know.
But
I said,
I don't know.
understand.
Hieroglyphics to me too. I don't. I wouldn't know.
We need to investigate this further, but this is what's going on right now.
I mean, it sounds to me like it's a whole lot of game playing, though. And not for nothing, the millennials that I know, that you know,
Alexa?
don't really want to meet a guy. we had this conversation when they were on, and they were like, the guys our age are the worst, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And the more we talked about it, we came to the conclusion. I said, you guys don't really want to meet someone. And they were like, you know what, Meredith? We don't need to talk about that.
Right.
I mean, it was
because they're
so
just having
silly.
fun in their own lives.
Good,
But
good for them. But
one thing the millennials do very well, I think, is they know how to have a good time. They don't worry about stuff. They don't
Yeah,
take themselves
agreed.
serious. So there's something good about that. As far
Right.
as maybe social media, because it's such a big part of their life, maybe that's more of a serious thing for them. But
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they seem to. I know, like
because I just
my own kids, you know, they just like.
yeah, having
a good
fun.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just try to get, them to post more. I'm like, people, everything is video now, right?
Right.
Everything is video. People don't even put the sound on. So that's why it's important to have captions
Yes.
on your social media, on your Instagram. So always press captions. But they're like, we can't if we don't look perfect. And I'm like,
Well, it just takes practice, though. I mean, I did a video the other day after one of my open houses and thought, oh my God, I need to preach because we need your inventory. If you're thinking about it, put your house on the market. This is no better time in history, right? And I mean that. This isn't joking. It's not made up.
Joe says we're in a drought.
It
We
is
are
a drought.
We're in an
It
inventory
is-
drought.
It
We're in an
is.
inventory
I think
drought.
Angela or Pauline said, in the words of Joe Papagno, we are in an inventory drought.
It is
I
a
wrote
drought.
it down in my
We are.
notes.
We
But
are.
going back to the video, despite the fact of my comfort level with being on camera, on video, on a podcast, it took me 7,000 takes
Right.
sitting in the parking lot.
Listen,
and there I am.
if- right.
I didn't like that. Take again. So
And
I get it.
I know we're so critical of ourselves,
Right.
but that's what filters are for.
Right. And you just have to keep doing it.
You just have to
over.
keep talking,
Just keep
and you
doing
just have
it.
to press post. Who cares? Because guess what? It goes away.
Right. Nobody cares.
It's like I remember when I first doing my first uptime shift. I'm like, oh my God. Like the phone rang. I'm like, oh my God. Please don't ask me about real estate. Whatever you do. Oh my God. Right. I felt like I was going to be exposed. And then I'm like, finally, I'm like, well, what am I here for? I'm trying, so you get comfortable with it, and you
Yeah.
learn, and you get more comfortable. Next thing you know, it becomes natural to you, and
Right.
handling the phone calls, the
Right.
objections, and the list. Same thing with like listing presentations. Same thing with the marketing stuff you guys do. It's all an
Yes.
evolution,
It is. It is.
So what's your forecast for life beyond this drought? What do you think is going to happen beyond 3 months? I have my suspicions, but what are you thinking?
I mean, I think, okay, so let's talk about the national numbers. Okay, the national numbers are pretty, in terms of units, it's a significant drop in units, okay, what they're predicting. So that's a big deal. I personally feel like our area is going to fare a lot better. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things that impact that. There's a lot of demand to live here. We have a lot of people with good jobs. They want to trade up at some point, all that stuff. There has been some talk about people who they don't want to sell their house because of the rates that they have. They're going to have to give that up. And I think that does impact some of it. But I think eventually lifestyle overcomes everything. And people are going to want to move into a different life. They're going to be able to buy a better property or a different location that they want to be. And they're going to do that with their family, I think, eventually. But I personally think that we are starting to see inventory come. There's a lot of coming stuff that's in the queue. I believe that. And I think that, do I think units are going to be down from last year? Yes, I do. But I think I think we're going to make some real progress this spring with that. But the demand is still out there. The demand is very much
Oh,
out there.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we are seeing, we had a little period where there was a little tentativeness in the marketplace. That's gone already.
That was December and January.
Yeah, but
That's
I'm just
over.
saying, like, everyone's like, geez, people are, oh my God, people want a home inspection continuously. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And now it just seems like we're starting to see multiple offers again, all that stuff. And it's all,
sure.
if people listen, if they have the right, this is what it's about. They have to have the right realtor representing them.
You're right.
They have to be with someone who's with the right company.
Yep.
And they have to take that person's advice. Everybody has a family doctor, a family lawyer. They should have a family realtor. Because 90% of the population, that's the single most valuable asset that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you trust it to somebody that can really advise you and really get you a great result?
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Preach.
Weinstein Keach.
No, but it's true. I mean, that's we get repeat clients, right? And people can reach out to me on a Tuesday. I'm not, we're not in a contract or anything, but you're right. You're exactly right. You want someone that you can reach out to and just ask those questions. Should I do this to my kitchen? Should I not? I get that all the time. And
All the
yes,
time,
ask
right.
me, because a lot of times I'm like, nah, don't do that.
I mean, it's a trust thing, but you get, at some point, I think, with real estate, a lot of people feel like they know a lot about real estate because, they can go check out real estate, they go on Zillow, all this other stuff. So there's a lot more information than there used to be to the general public. But there's still different layers to being able to interpret the market, and there's still different layers that how you can market a property in a way to get the best result. And that's where the professional realtor comes in.
Right. Weed through it.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. I mean, yeah, it really does.
What are you making for dinner?
Let's see. Tonight, Denise and I actually, she's actually up from the Cape tonight. So we're having leftovers. We're making, what do we have?
I love a leftover.
Do you ever hear escarole beans? You probably haven't heard of that.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Escarole.
It's like an Italian food. We had some of that I made, so we're going to have
Does
that.
Denise cook or just you?
Just me. Yeah, just me.
You map out a weekly plan? Or is
No,
it like
I mean,
morning of?
Yeah, it depends. I feel like something, or I'm the type of person, I go on these rabbit holes where I see something like, I can make that.
Yeah. And do you go to the grocery store multiple times a week?
Yeah,
Oh.
generally, yeah.
Ah. You like swing in to get what you need.
Yeah, during the week, I'll usually make a couple things, and that's it for the week. And sometimes I have to go out for dinner or things like that for work. But on the weekends, we generally, Denise and I, I'll call her and all right, well, sometimes I'll give her, shopping list for what I want, or I'll go or whatever. And that's it. We go out a little bit, but I prefer to cook and stay in.
Stephanie
honestly.
prefers to go out.
Well,
Will you be going out for your birthday?
Yeah.
Tonight?
Well, it's June night at Gourmet Garden.
Why do you seem like about your birthday?
I don't know. I woke up in a bad mood.
Oh.
She'll snap out of it.
You gotta have a cup of coffee.
You'll
That's what I
rally.
do.
I had 3 cups of coffee.
Have another one this afternoon.
Yeah, I guess so.
You'll rally.
I mean, I'll be fine.
Will you
I'm
order
just-
something special?
No,
Oh.
no, but
She's feeling a little down because not all of her family's here to fet her.
Yeah,
like
but,
I
you
don't
do it for
know.
weeks. She'll be like, "Oh my God, this is the 4th birthday celebration."
I'm concentrating on Gregory. Gregory's going to be 25.
Wow.
Oh,
And so his birthday comes quickly after mine on March 2nd. So I said, Gregory, what do you want to do? We need to do. I don't care. Mom, it doesn't matter. I'm like, Greggy. I said, do you want to go for Italian food? He loves like spaghetti. He's chosen Chinese. So what's that big place in Brookline?
Oh,
The Chinese restaurant in Brookline.
I have no idea.
there's a couple.
I mean,
of
you guys can't remember anything.
I
like
don't
me.
go to Brookline. That seems like I can't get there from here.
But it's the, well, anyways,
I
I
know
think
you
I'm going to
don't.
make reservations there for Gregory. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't know, maybe because my mother's not here. The birthday's not the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got a couple things with flowers, though. And
That's good.
Well, sometimes I want to do something, and most of the times I don't. And I would never, ever want a party without me knowing about it. That would aggravate me
Meredith gets
to the
paid.
Really?
ends of the earth.
You can't surprise her.
Yes, I don't like that.
I love a surprise.
Especially with my birthday. I want to map out my own plan. It's my
well,
birthday.
what do you think? What would be your favorite thing to do on your 50th birthday?
Probably some type of food.
Oh.
I might dream about a specific type of a cake or something to eat
Hmm.
But, my kids would want to celebrate with me. So
Well, you
I'd have to
should.
factor that in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
They wouldn't want a seafood tower.
Oh,
It's
they're
too bad.
missing out on
Well, you know
life.
what you can do? You can do the thing with them, and then you and your husband can do it. It doesn't have to be the day of.
Yeah.
Right,
He turns
exactly.
52.
Okay.
Oh, should you go somewhere?
Well, we rented a nice place in the Outer Banks this summer. That was
Oh,
kind
nice.
of
Oh,
for
all right, that's
for the
nice.
50th. That's kind
Go to
of
Mastro's.
thanks.
Go to
I'd-
Mastro's.
I think
Get
I
the
want
seafood
to.
tower.
Yeah.
I am like, yeah.
I need a babysitter. Anybody want to stay over my house? No.
I'm busy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll drop all 3 kids off at your house with balls and
Ow.
hockey sticks and
I'll throw them in the backyard with my dogs.
Yeah, there you go. Joe'll be a great babysitter.
I left. It's vacation week, FYI.
Oh, right.
Mm.
Well, you have 2 minutes to tell us.
Pizza, chocolate chip cookies, Nerf war. This is all today. Nerf war, indoor
Wow.
soccer, knee hockey, a movie.
This is all before 2 o'clock, 2:30.
Yeah,
What sports do they do?
hockey, lacrosse, baseball.
Okay.
Mostly things that are violent.
And don't take up a lot of the family's time. Good.
Right. Lacrosse is a sport where you can legally hit each other with sticks.
That's perfect.
Some boys, it's perfect.
That's perfect.
All right.
Joe, you're going to come back on.
I'd love to.
Did you love it? Are you
It's great.
addicted? Are you
Yeah,
obsessed?
it's fun.
Isn't it so much fun?
You kidding me? All these compliments? I'll come back tomorrow.
Well, we'll have to rebook you.
Please do.
When you make the butter cake, we'd like a report, please.
Well, we would like a slice.
I mean,
I will be happy to make one and share one with you.
I think that we'll videotape us.
well, I'm
tasting
curious,
it
who
so we
makes
can-
butter cake around here? What
Well,
place? I need to find out.
I just remember this cake it's my first go around, but
We have faith in you.
I've challenged myself.
We have faith.
I'm going to ask Neil Levine, who makes butter cake.
Well, you might have to go into Boston, but I'm going to get you the name of the restaurant.
Is it an Italian thing?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'd never even heard where it's like, oh, I gotta get that. That's great. I'm like, okay.
I don't know. I'll have to Google it. Oh, we got to wrap it up.
Thanks for coming, Joe.
Joe, you're the best.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for taking time out of your day. to come
Congratulations
sit with
on you guys. You guys are
Thank
doing
you.
unbelievably.
a
Thank
lot
you
of fun.
so much.
Very excited about what the next year brings you guys.
Thank you for all your support.
us. Thank you.
Thanks
to our team.
Yeah,
Our team's amazing.
it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap.
I'm Meredith Keach.
I'm Stephanie Weinstein, and you're.
Joe Papagno.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Don't forget to subscribe at We
Yes,
Love
hurry,
the Show.
subscribe
At We Love the
today.
Show.
Today.